36. 8.
This is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 8.
Yeah, this is the context. This is how you can tell. There's only a few scriptures that those people in the land are not the Israelites. This is a prophecy about when Israel returns back to the land. And see if this applies to the so-called Jew. All right, you got your book, right? Come on.
It says, "But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches, and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come."
For they are at hand to come. So that's preparing you. What verse you started at?
I started at 8.
All right, so that tells you that the Israelites are going to come back to the land. And everything after it is what's going to happen when the Israelites are in the land. All right?
Verse 9, "For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown."
Yeah, so the Lord is going to raise us up, okay? In the spirit and in our body. All right, so we're going to know the truth. We're going to know the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? We already know, okay?
That goes right with Matthew's about the good seed, tilled and sown, right? "And I will multiply men upon you." Yeah, that's exactly what we're really in there.
And I will multiply men upon you. Okay? So Israel shouldn't be a minority. Okay? It shouldn't be a welfare state. According to the Bible, it says that when the Israelites return to the land, the Lord is going to multiply men upon you. He's not going to have construction vehicles built in settlements. Okay? We're going to have the heathens building our houses. Right?
Yeah, because
there's not going to be no negotiation about it. There's not going to be no sit down at the UN determining whether we can, whether we're abiding in international law. The judges are going to be the Israelites, the 144,000. That's going to be international. We're going to establish international law, the elect. All right? Not the damn UN. So,
yeah, I was going to say, because right now you got a war over there, man. You got them Ishmaelites, the Arabs, and them so-called Jews basically trying to go back and forth about where the border is, where they can live, and where they can't live. There ain't gonna be no dispute when the real biblical Israelites return to that land, man. That's their land, not two heathen nations. That's ridiculous.
Son.
You know? And right now, that's what you got controversy on who owns rights to the land, which neither one of the nations own no rights. Their forefathers were not promised that. Okay? That promise was for Jacob, man. We were going to return to that land of milk and honey when the time came, and we're soon to be in that time. That's another thing that they don't tell you. They're supposed to be the so-called Jews, but the Lord hasn't come back yet. They haven't received spiritual power. America hasn't been destroyed. That land hasn't been cleansed yet.
There's still a welfare state, you know?
Still a welfare state.
Oh, the forces of the Gentiles is going to flow to us, remember? Yeah. The forces of the Gentiles are going to flow to us, all right? They ain't talking about no damn FRNs, all right? So them damn they're not giving you gold and silver. The FRNs that you're getting from the United States and weapons from the United States. Okay, that's not the forces of the damn Gentiles. That's not the forces of the Gentiles.
Yeah, weapons wasn't the force.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Riches.
Yeah, they're riches.
Because it's saying
beat the plowshares and beat their swords and the plowshares.
Yeah, that's going to happen when we subjugate the nation.
Yeah, not a white phosphorus, tomahawk missiles. Right?
Yeah, military bunkers, man. They spent billions of dollars on it, man. They said Obama made a mistake when he said that he's going to give Israel $700 billion worth of military bunkers or military equipment.
Yeah, that's not the people of the Most High. Okay. Nowhere when it said the force of the Gentiles did it say military weapons. Okay, and FRNs. What?
Ezekiel 36 and 10. "And I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Israel, even all of it."
Yeah, so Israel, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, we're going to be a huge nation, the largest nation on the earth. Okay, so-called Jews are a minority. All right, they always got this stupid ass saying, you know, never again. Okay, never again. We have to defend ourselves.
1776.
Yeah, they always say they got the right to defend themselves and all that bullshit. Okay, that's why they're so belligerent. Like every 2 years they have a war. Every two damn years they have a war. Or a bombing campaign. Not really a war, but a bombing campaign.
Yeah, like Esau's motto is guns equal freedom. That's his motto. Basically, death equals freedom to him. And that's how he ruled over the nations by way of his military arsenal, his blessing. That's why he said that. Guns is our freedom.
Ezekiel 36 and 11. Excuse me, back in 10. And the city shall be inhabited, and the wastes shall be builded.
Yeah, so all of Israel, okay, what the Lord promises, from the river Euphrates to the river in Egypt, okay, those are going to be the borders of Israel, okay. The Israelis don't have no borders. They can barely get to where they got a lot of land from the Arabs, but they don't. The land, the prophecy isn't complete because the Lord isn't the one that put them in that land. Well, the Lord put them in that land because it was prophesied that the Edomites are going to be there, but the Israelites aren't there, so we don't have that border because the biblical Israelites aren't in that land.
Verse 11, and I will multiply upon you man and beast.
Man and beast. So we're going to have thousands, not millions of sheep, cattle, okay? All sorts of poultry, every animal that you can think of that's lawful to eat, okay? And that the Lord decides to create, we're going to have in the kingdom, okay? Israel is a welfare state. Israel doesn't have multitudes upon multitudes of cattle and sheep, livestock. They're not the Israelites. The scriptures are proven. Right?
And they shall increase and bring fruit.
They shall increase and bring fruit. Right?
And I will settle you after your old estates.
After your old estates. Okay. Right?
And will do better unto you than at your beginnings.
And do better unto you. So how the kingdom of David established the kingdom, how when Solomon established the kingdom, the Lord said he's going to be better unto us than when those kings reigned. Okay? And they didn't reach that perfection, the so-called Jews. They're a welfare state. They have new beaches. They kosher pig. There's nothing righteous about those people. They're not fulfilling the prophecy about the Israelites turning to the land. They're just disease-ridden degenerates. That's what they are.
Yeah.
So-called Jews, they're Edomites, Esau, they're the devil.
You get millions of dollars, what, a year?
No, billions.
Billions. Yeah. Excuse me.
It goes into the military, and for like orgies and child trafficking for the upper echelon of the so-called Jews in Israel. And bunkers, so when the bombs from Russia and Iran hit them, they can flee. Because you got elite that live in the land of Israel too, or that pass through at certain times, So they gotta have underground bunkers and everything outside the blast zone, So that's where the money's going. Billions of dollars are going into the military and escape routes, and satanic rituals.
That's why you have I can't remember what is it. It's Boys Town, Connecticut? Ohio, Boys Town, Ohio. I'm not sure of the state, but if you can look it up, it's called Boys Town. That was built as a recruiting center to take young boys, get them drugged, and have sex with them. That's what that MO of the so-called Jews. Now, that's here in America, man. Now, who do you think funds that? The elites, which claim to be so-called Jews. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Okay? And there's a documentary, and it basically goes into, now they only focus on the Republican Party, but we know that the Republicans and Democrats, they all serve one agenda, okay? Basically to follow through with that one world order, okay? But it focuses on so-called Republicans, and you have Jacob in there doing all kinds of freak shit. And all it shows you how these politicians had sex with young boys, man. This place is completely wicked. The Lord said that when he was going to restore the kingdom back to Israel, the kingdom was going to be righteous. This kingdom is not righteous. Them people over there are not righteous. That land is not righteous. Wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man.
Yeah, you don't say nothing about the United Nations when the Israelites return to the land. The United Nations is going to be destroyed. There's no such thing as United Nations in the kingdom when the Israelites return to the land.
Yeah, and I wanted to say this too, them damn Israelis, I can't remember who made the statement, but they basically said that, look, they own America. They run America.
They keep trying to say Jerusalem is the capital, but all of the transactions and businesses are in Tel Aviv. They're trying to reinforce the falsehood of them being the Israelites, saying that Jerusalem is the capital. But all the major deals, business transactions take place in Tel Aviv.
Well, it might have been Benjamin Netanyahu said that. I'm not exactly sure. Verse 11. And I will multiply, Ezekiel 36 and 11. And I will multiply upon you man and beast